Hey Yappy fam, this is Kate here, your favorite Yappy chef. Today I'm going to show you how to make a real simple black sesame mousse cake. Now this recipe is absolutely foolproof, okay? And the best part is it's going to make you look so fancy. People are going to think you got this at a high-end bakery when you literally whip this up in like 10 to 15 minutes at home in your own kitchen. So without further ado, let's get started. Real quickly, I'm going to go over all the ingredients you'll need. So you're gonna need 1.5 cups of whipping cream, and that's cold whipping cream, okay? So you wanna make sure that's very cold. Then you'll need 1/2 cup of just plain white sugar. You'll also need black sesame butter. Now this is just like your similar peanut butter or almond butter, but it's sesame based. So this is sesame butter, and that's 1/2 cup. Then you'll also need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you're also going to need some sort of gelatin agent, okay? So I'm using the Knox brand here, but you can use whatever gelatin agent that you can get a hold of. And you'll also need some sort of sponge cake, okay? So you can use a pre-made sponge cake, or you can even use pound cake, but any white cake will do. The first step is we're gonna make some whipping cream, okay? So I'm going to pour in my cream here. And then I'm gonna start off on a medium to low speed. And I'll add in my sugar. My vanilla extract. Okay. That's perfect. So I'm just gonna set this aside and we're gonna work on the sesame paste. So I'm just using the Knox brand here for the gelatin, and what it calls for is, is to put in 1/4 cup of water, plain tap water. And then I'll give that a quick stir. And I'm just trying to get it to dissolve. Now that it's dissolved a little bit, I'm gonna add in another 1/4 cup of hot water. So right here I have 1/2 cup of liquid. And now to this gelatin mixture, I'm going to add in my sesame paste. Just transferred my whipping cream into the clear bowl so you can see it better. But now I'm just going to, I'm going to transfer the sesame paste over. Okay. scoops. And just try to get as much as that out. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to fold that in. And you're going to try and do this the best you can without flattening the whipped cream. I mean, you want to avoid over mixing because that can flatten out the mixture and then you won't have a nice airy whipped cream. It'll just be a little bit denser. Okay, that's about right. Okay, so that's well incorporated. Okay, I'm going to turn my attention now to the sponge cake. And I should have showed you this earlier, but I wanted to actually show you how to make the mousse filling first because that was so easy to do. So the next thing is we're just going to layer the bottom of this springform pan with a little bit of the sponge cake. So if this bothers you, just cut it off, okay? And you can save that for later. Maybe you might want to have it for a snack. Okay. And I think I might need just 2, but we'll see if I need the 3rd one. And I believe this is a 6-inch springform pan, okay? So just going to put that in here. And I also just lined the bottom with a little bit of cling wrap and I just put a piece of parchment paper around it. This will just help me remove it later when the mousse is set. So just going to do that. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I think that will do, okay? And the last thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna fill the top, fill the springform pan with the mousse. The last thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna put a little bit of cling wrap on top. And I find that the cling wrap doesn't stick to this type of tin, so all I'm gonna do is just put an elastic over it like this. Okay, so that's it. So now we're gonna put this in the refrigerator overnight and let it set. And whatever you do, don't get tempted to take a peek at it, okay? Just leave it alone and tomorrow morning we're gonna decorate it, all right? Happy Friday, guys. So it's the next day and we can finally open this cake and see what it looks like. So here we go. So now you have to be careful Just kind of be very gentle with it. But because we put the parchment paper around it, it should be easy to remove. Oops, there we go. Oops. Voila. Isn't that lovely? Okay, and now I'm just gonna plate it and put it on a cake stand. Okay, it might be a little bit tricky, but you know what? Sometimes I think it's okay to put it right straight up on top, but let's see if I can, oops, let's see if I can get it on. There we go. See, that saran wrap really helped. Okay. Now, you could decorate it with a little bit of berries or additional whipped cream, or maybe even like a caramel glaze on top, but I like it just the way it is. And so I'm just gonna dive right in. Cut myself a nice big piece. Ooh, look at that. And if you like, you can even do 2 layers of the sponge cake and then just fill the mousse on top. I mean, it just makes a little bit nicer presentation, but I like extra mousse, so I just did 1 layer of sponge cake. Now let's give it a try. It is so good. It's delicious. We put quite a bit of sesame in here, so it has a really nice, strong, and rich sesame flavor. And the mousse is so nice and creamy. And the sponge cake, well, we didn't make it, but it adds a little bit of, if you use like a light lemon one, it has an extra additional flavor, which I did. So nice. And can you believe that it took us like maybe 15 minutes to make? So when we're finally out of here and no longer in isolation, you better make this to your next gathering. All your friends will be Instagramming it and you'll feel so fancy. I hope you're having a lovely Friday, and make sure to click like and subscribe and support your girl, your favorite Yappy Chef. Until next time, bye.